You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Here we go. Good evening and welcome to the Joust. My name is Nagy. I'm joined once again by my trusty co-host, Mr. Liam McNeil. Liam, how are you this evening?
Very good, thank you, Nagy. I'm doing
good.
well. I have a brand new car. I feel like the king of the world.
Kona.
The Kona, yes.
I've never owned a new car, so it was a pleasure just to be driven in one. I know I have access to people driving around new cars through Ubers and
Might
things.
sleep in it tonight. It's great.
Yeah.
So much room.
Treat yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. New cars really make existing cars look shit.
Look like terrible.
Yeah.
The CRV, the 2004 CRV next to it,
yes.
pile of shit.
Pile of shit.
It's finally dry, though. That's good.
It's like because I don't buy many new clothes, but when I do buy something new, it makes
I can't wear this.
the rest of my wardrobe look absolute garbage. I wear the existing things, and this looks like,
That's probably buying new stuff. Everything else sucks.
Everything sucks.
When you've got a new thing, everything's terrible.
Capitalism. That's how they get you. Brand new shiny things. We're just magpies making nests, Liam, and we're flying around and going, oh, this looks great. We take it
Each
back.
of us a little magpie in this wide, wide world. Time to start swooping.
Speaking about shiny new things, it gives me great pleasure to welcome our musical guest for this week, Liam. He's fresh from his debut solo album from the band you may have heard of, Monty Passmore and the Idiots.
The Idiots?
Yeah, no, the
Monty
Idiots.
and the Idiots?
It's Monty and the
whoa.
Idiots. No, but
How did we get Monty?
It's great pleasure to welcome the front man himself, Mr. Monty Passmore.
Avoiding the spoon wouldn't make the season worthwhile. Avoiding the spoon would help me swallow the bile. Why, it's so close, I guess I don't understand this team and what it do. Oh, it might be cheap, but second last is cool.
Thank you, Monty. That was beautiful.
Ripper.
Avoiding the spoon, Liam. We are trying our very best. All of the expectations.
Are they trying
have
their
gone-
very best, do you think, Nagy?
Well, I don't know. We're certainly, that's our goal. Beginning of the season, goal, premiership. And then halfway through the season, we go, goal, maybe make the 8. Now it's just to be off the bottom.
It's basically a New Year's resolution. Like heading into every rugby league season, you're like,
Yeah.
my rugby league team made a New Year's resolution.
Yep.
New Year's resolutions never work out.
No.
They just don't work.
It goes from health, fitness goals,
Yeah.
then just to stay alive.
Yeah.
That's basically when you get to about June, you think, oh, I'm still here. That's the only accomplishment that I've made.
But what an accomplishment
Well,
to make,
well, that's
Nagy.
the most important one. Just like staying alive is not getting that dreaded wooden spoon. And I thought, for a long time, I thought the spoon years were behind us.
We did think that, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, we of little
Yeah.
faith, Nagy.
2027.
We're not allowed nice things.
2017, I should say.
We're not allowed nice things,
We're not
Nagy.
allowed
We know
them.
that.
We're not even allowed just regular things. Yeah. we're
Just deprived of things, really.
We're just deprived of things. To go backwards.
Men
That's-
with no things.
Yeah, not certainly not our year, but we can always just hope that we are not dead last, and we probably should be. The way we're playing, we should be last.
Yes.
We're in the worst form, importantly, but
We're not in the worst spot, though. We're in the worst form, but not
Yeah.
in the worst place.
not in the worst place. Yeah, worst place mentally,
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
but not. The history books were recorded as not being the absolute
Not on the literal NRL ladder.
Yeah,
Every other facet, we're pretty much the worst.
worst. Yeah. Liam, it's time for the news. Thank you, Mr. Passmore. Now, Liam, I think that
I loved your college, by the way.
yeah,
Great Institute of Higher Learning, Mr.
Thanks, I'll
Passmore.
pass it on.
they will certainly put you where you want to be. Which sounds,
Sorry, Nag. No, it's they will put you where you want to be.
yeah, it sounds a little bit threatening if you say it any other way.
I feel like that was like on the Mount Rushmore of ads in Newcastle, like the late 90s, early 2000s,
Yep.
mid 2000s. It was Passmore's. Bale Boshev, obviously nationwide Bale Boshev, but I feel like that was an important
Is it
part.
nationwide? I thought it was Newcastle specific.
Could just be Newcastle specifically. Either way, you want a fighter on your side?
The Muso's corner one was
Yeah,
pretty
Muso's the other one, Koala Glass.
Koala
So
Glass.
the Mount Rushmore of ads in Newcastle in the early mid 2000s: Bale Boshev, Passmore's,
Koala Glass. And
Koala Glass, and
Jerry
Muso's.
Seinfeld doing the Greater Union ad?
Yeah,
or-
Jerry Seinfeld doing the greater ad.
wasn't
that was
there,
weird.
wasn't there like an Ultra Jet one or something like that?
That's what you get at
Autopack. That's the one. That's the one. That's what you get at Autopack. What do they even sell? I have no idea.
Don't know, but I want to go there for it. Whatever. they're
Also,
selling,
could
I'm
be a
buying.
threat if said menacingly enough too.
That's what you get at Autopack. You'll get it, and I'll put you where you want to be.
I think it's a glaring indictment. I think it's a glaring indictment of Australian culture that most of our cultural touchstones are just ads.
Ads. Well, they're on so much. It's
Well,
like
then there was that golden age around 2003 of beer ads in Australia being the
Yeah.
best ads in the world. Like all of Australia's finest minds. Are we solving climate change? No. Housing crisis? No.
No.
Immigration? No. Fuck, we're good at ads.
good, great ads.
We got that. We got all our best boffins on the ads.
Speaking to someone growing up outside the area and then referencing Maury the Mole, and people go, "What the hell are you talking about?" And you say, well, "Did you know that if you see a hole, don't run in the opposite direction and report
Report
your
your
detection." But it's like, no. And
Wasn't a great rhyme.
Then I realised I just grew up in a mining subsidence area where I want to know how many children fell down holes before they were like, "We better put this on."
Enough to warrant making a fuzzy, cute mannequin. Not mannequin, a mascot.
They're
Yeah.
like, "Christ, we need a mascot for this. We need something warm and fuzzy for the children because we're not losing another one this year." Liam, the once in a 35
Every
year
15 minutes in the Hunter Valley, a child dies in a mine subsidence
Hole.
accident.
Ah!
Please call Maury the Mole if you find any of these children.
Yeah, they actually changed it. It used to be run in the opposite direction. Changed it later on to walk because if you're in an area full of holes,
Don't
shouldn't be
run.
running. No,
Yeah, no.
That's how most of them went. Actually.
they saw one opposite direction, ran
Straight
down
into
another hole.
hole.
You couldn't beat it.
What other mascots can we make up for various dangers to children?
Probably the open drains here in Newcastle. Imagine the massive stormwater ones where if it's raining for more than 5 minutes, massive rivers
But it's like
of
a
water.
mutated goldfish. Like, you know when you dump your goldfish down the toilet, it turns into
Yeah.
a mutated goldfish? It's like, you've got this giant goldfish saying, stay out of the drains.
Don't be like me. Stay out of the drains.
Don't flush your sister. We'll workshop.
Sorry, did you say
Next
flush
week in the
your
fix.
sister or flash your
I said,
sister?
don't flush.
Flush.
Okay.
Toilets
Okay.
flush. Also, don't do the thing you said, but don't do both the things.
Don't do any of those things. Liam, a once in a 35-year occurrence has happened, and that's the Green Machine, Canberra. Not a very popular place to live unless you work for the government or Questacon.
There's not much there.
But they've managed to win the mining premiership. Now,
Good for them.
this
Good
is-
for Canberra, I say.
it's good for Canberra, good for the competition as well
Good
because
for rugby league.
it's not Penrith Panthers, it's not
That's
the Sydney
nice.
Roosters,
Not
and
the Storm.
It's not the Melbourne Storm. They've got the mining premiership every year for the last 11 years.
That's a
Those
lot of years, Maggie.
three clubs keep sharing it around. So it's nice that the big shield, which is a big shield. that they
Massive.
give
Well,
to-
JJ Gilton was a full-sized human man.
and-
You're not going to represent him with some dinky little bugger of a trophy.
No.
Get a big one. Put it in a frame.
They used to give $100,000, which always seemed like a bit of a slap in the face as well.
That's it, because you got to spread it between the 30-man squad,
Yeah.
all the coaches, the water boys, whoever was doing the oranges.
Schooner
You're walking
each?
out of there with $15 each.
Yeah, schooner each, maybe.
Yeah.
You'd have to,
If
yeah.
anything, it's an insult.
Yeah,
So we're going to award the 500 people who you need to spread it between $15 each.
I think they've changed it to $200,000, but I don't know. Any monetary value seems insulting. At this
Well,
stage.
$100,000 is the smallest big number. You know, they're like, we need a big number, but
Not
the
too big.
smallest one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
$100,000. That's
Yeah.
the smallest big
'cause
number.
It still sounds like a lot.
It's grandiose.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even get your bloody coffee in this day and age.
It also it just goes to the club, I guess. What do they do with it? Like, it
Well,
doesn't
I
go
don't
to
know.
the.
I've
can't go
never
to the
won a
pl-
minor premiership.
It can't like all
Oh,
go.
that's a lie. Minor and major premiership double under 12 Sawtell.
Oh, there you go.
got
What
a
did you do with
nice
$100,000?
What did your
Spent
$100,000
on Red Frogs. It was great.
to go to the tuck shop?
Yeah.
Good to see Canberra Raiders there at the top. And I think they've also managed to capture what happens every year is that sort of the underdog story, the one
Great
that,
underdog story.
as everyone's teams sort of drop out and no longer in contention, it seems like a lot of people have gone, oh, gee, I wouldn't mind seeing Canberra win it this year. They were in the grand final there in 2019, losing to the
It
Roosters.
was a bit of a fluke, though.
Well, also they had the Ben Cummins. What was that guy's name?
Yeah, Ben Cummins.
Ben Cummins.
You called him a weak man.
I did call him a weak man. The six again. The six again. That he just
Six again gate.
Yeah, six again because he clearly did
Is it
the six
six again?
No, that's the last.
That's not how it works, Ben.
No,
That's not how it works.
You can't just take it back.
But I was,
Time 0, I think.
but I was surprised to see Nagy that the Canberra Raiders have only won the minor premiership once in their existence back in 1990 because they had that dominant team in the late 80s, early 90s. They
did.
won in 90. Was it 91?
Yeah.
And then Broncos went 92, 93. Canberra went 94.
Four.
So they won three major premierships in 4 years, but only one minor premiership in those years. And they were cheating the salary cap the whole time.
Were they?
Oh, by heaps.
Because it seemed like they had a lot
Yeah.
with that was around obviously Mount Meninga.
yeah,
Ricky
Meninga,
Stewart,
they had Stewart, they had Daly, they had others.
Brett Mullins.
Brett
of course.
Mullins,
Yeah.
Chicka Ferguson, Steve Jackson scored that famous try wearing number 40 in the grand final
Yeah, what was
against
that about?
Balmain.
Why do you have that?
Well, I think he was playing about third grade that day.
They called him up.
Well, yeah, I think it was a late call up from the bench.
He's
But
the
I
one that
love
kept
seeing-
running, like he ran about 12 metres towards the line. They kept more and more people
They
trying to stop
tried
him.
their
and-
best, and it didn't
and
work.
he's popped his head
Kent
out.
Nagus. Kent Nagus was another great name
Okay.
from the early 90s
It is a
Raiders
great
team.
name, yeah.
Great fella. But yeah, they were way over the cap and won 3 premierships but only one minor premiership. Which
Yeah,
is
didn't take
surprising.
it off them.
But it's
Okay.
the ultimate underdog story because apparently, and I'd forgotten all about this until it came up like 3 weeks ago, everyone had them penciled in for the spoon this year.
Yep.
That makes no sense. Why
No.
was everyone saying that?
It's that classic. We covered it a little bit a few weeks ago, where if no one's got the balls, the cojones, Liam, to actually point the finger within a capital city and say that team's going to come last.
Yeah.
So if you take away all the Sydney clubs, Brisbane,
well,
et
that's
cetera,
it. No
and then
one's saying, "Oh, South Sydney might finish
No,
last." Don't you
no,
dare speak ill of the grand old club.
they're frightened.
They'll
They're
be
frightened.
strung up in the streets of Redfern.
Yeah. So it always just goes Knights, Warriors, Dragons,
That's-
Tigers. Somewhat
Tigers are the only inner city team you're allowed to suggest for the
because they're
wooden spoon.
slightly outside as well. If you want to take their Campbelltown,
Yeah,
sort of-
that's
so-
it. They've got 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, everyone just points and says all those teams come last. Look, to their credit, that system does sort of work because the Dragons, the Knights, and the Titans are at the bottom of the ladder.
Generally, that's a pretty safe bet.
Yes,
Any of
yeah,
those
yeah.
three down the bottom of the ladder, you're looking all right.
Yeah,
you're looking
yeah.
all right.
Is
But
it
of
a-
course, we have a famous graph here from the internet, I believe. Time since the last premiership.
Yeah.
As of 4 September 2025. Parramatta Eels, the longest premiership drought. Canberra Raiders, the second longest premiership drought of teams that have won the premiership.
Do you think when Parramatta, they obviously went 3 in a row, then they had a couple of years off, and then they won the 86?
Yeah, did 80, 81, 82, and then 86, was it? Or was it
Yes.
81, 82, 83, and 86?
Something around
Yeah.
that. And then do you think they were like, we're back, baby. This train never going to stop a rolling. And then they just never saw even a glimpse of the premiership ever.
Well,
ever
I
since.
think now there might be a bit of a conspiracy there because last time Parramatta won a premiership, they burned down Cumberland Oval. Do you think that Venues New South Wales
Yes.
are holding back Parramatta so that if they win a premiership again, their fans won't burn down Combank Stadium?
But then it's a very expensive stadium.
Very expensive, but it's
Yeah.
all plastic and concrete.
That's why
Probably
it'll
wouldn't
go
burn.
up like boom, like that. The whole thing is just, it'll take one bloke flicking a cigarette. The whole thing will just engulf in flames.
And of course, Newcastle Knights third.
Yes.
third at the worst.
We're sitting, even Canterbury Bulldogs. That's because they've been in quite a few grand finals, obviously
Been in
12,
plenty.
14. Actually, Canberra.
What was the last one they won? Canterbury. Was it 02?
2002?
Was it 02?
No,
Yeah.
04 against the Roosters.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
2002 is the worst.
Now, it is a bit also concerning, even looking at those teams. Parramatta Eels obviously had their grand final in 2022 that they lost. Canberra Raiders 2019, Bankstown Bulldogs 2014. Knights haven't had even a look.
Not even had a sniff.
Not even a
Not
sniff.
had a
We
sniff.
can't even get excited about a grand final that we're going to lose. West Tigers,
That's
thank
it. At
God
least
they're
with
there.
Parramatta fans and Canberra fans are like, well, we came close.
Came close,
Knights fans are like,
yeah.
nah.
Do you think there's that bronze medal, silver medal?
The meme.
Yeah,
That's a great meme.
Well, no, it's like if you go to the Olympics and you're desperate and you want to stand on the podium and you get a bronze medal, you're quite happy with it. But if you get a silver medal, you're
I'd be
tortured.
fuming.
You're
I'd be
tortured with
so
the
upset.
so close. Who beat you? Who
Coming
was the
second
one?
is the worst thing in the world. I remember we lost the grand final in third grade against Merriweather Carlton in 2012. 13. And they won it the next year. I'd moved on by then.
Yeah.
Maybe
We
it was
lost
that-
you for a couple of days there.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, it was my girlfriend at the time. It was her 21st that night, and I'd done all the planning or whatever. And I was like, oh, great, I'm going to play a grand final. And then we'll go have a fun 21st. We
Yes.
lost the grand final. I went and drank Blue Lagoons all day. I don't think I saw her all night.
All right. I think you popped up on Monday, I seem to remember. Yeah. Monday.
Well, no, Silly Sunday I would have been there.
Yeah, no,
I
people
was always at Silly Sunday. My Silly Sunday attendance record is
Yeah.
flawless.
people saw you, Liam, but then they
I wasn't seeing them.
You weren't anywhere that you were supposed to be.
Yeah.
like
Was
any
this the
responsibility
time
that
that
you
Liam's
had.
dad posted something
Yes,
on a public Facebook page?
your father said, "Has anybody seen Liam?"
Well, I think he knew something was wrong when I tried to throw my medal away, my silver medal, and he said, "Don't do that. You're an idiot." I said, "I don't want it. I don't want
you
it."
tried to do a Muhammad Ali and throw it in the lake.
No, I jammed it in the bottom of my footy bag, and I found it last year when I took my footy bag out of Mum and Dad's garage, and I threw it in the bin where it deserves to be. Coming second is the worst.
It is nice when you're unorganized, like myself and possibly yourself, that you find stuff that you thought had gone. You've already
That's it. Every day
mentally-
is a surprise if your brain doesn't work. So much fun stuff happens. I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
great.
I've lost my degree. I still have hope that I'll find it one day. But you can request another
So to
one.
this day, you haven't found it.
No.
But that would be admitting defeat. Imagine calling up the institution. Oh, I lost my degree.
I say I don't
I
know.
beg you, I've lost my degree. The one thing that I worked for years and years and
Yeah.
spent tens of thousands on.
don't know
I
where it is.
misplaced it.
I've misplaced. I'm just saying I don't know where it is at the moment. That's if I say I don't know where it is, better than saying I've lost it because that's you've given up.
Otherwise, they think like you're just using it to Windex the window. It's like scrumping it.
What's this? Yeah. Eventually I'll come across it again.
Yeah, it'll pop up. These things have a habit of popping up.
Yeah, speaking of popping up, Liam, the Reece Walsh is never quite too far away from some sort of Instagram related controversy.
I love Reece Walsh. She's the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
Punching his mates, drinking out of the toilet. What a legend.
Now
and
I-
now you can. So the first line here. So when the journalist who wrote this article, when he got this first line out, let's call it Reece Walsh's attempted toilet humor, was he just sitting there thinking, "Oh, I got the Walkley this
Walkley,
year, boys.
but yeah, it's
Let's
perfect.
put my name on it."
It was a good headline. Now, I was in to defend Reece Walsh early in the year because with the punching, he had
Funny.
he put a
Very
boxing
funny.
or an MMA glove on.
Yeah.
And he punched his
It was a
friend.
consensual punch.
A consensual punch.
Consensual
His
punch,
friend said,
which
punch,
is within the
punch
spirit
him
of the
there,
game.
stuck his head out, and then he punched him. Now, that's something that I can remember doing as a young fellow.
Oh, absolutely.
As soon as you see a glove, you'd be like, what? It feels like what it's like, firstly, to hit someone and to get hit by one.
Yeah.
But that has a feeling of that incident. Now, he wasn't filming. It was only in a small sort of intimate sort of affair that he might have thought, I wasn't aware that someone filmed it. Someone else uploaded it. I'm merely the victim here.
It was a privately sent video that some snitch naggy
Yeah.
sent to the mainstream media.
Oh, yeah, so the punch one obviously wasn't filmed by him. Now, Reece Walsh has filmed this from several angles.
Yeah.
One of showing his hand going into the toilet and then him drinking from that very hand. And then him choosing to share it. Now, apparently, Liam, this was an unused toilet.
But would you say if it wasn't?
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
That's a
Like, you
perfect
said it was an unused toilet, but what's the alternative?
Perfect defense, really,
Yeah.
isn't it? You have to say, but Your Honour, it was not used. One notable thing about the toilet, it seems to be completely black inside.
Genius idea.
Yeah,
Hides
yeah.
the skids.
Hides the skids. Yeah.
Is Reece Walsh living in a future that we don't know about?
How much money is he on? He's got this jet black toilet.
Don't have to clean what you can't see.
That's right.
Now, my biggest issue with the article, though, is that it says this was a poor attempt at humour by Reece Walsh. I think it was a great attempt at humour, and it's
Yeah.
very funny. You're not allowed to have fun, Nagy,
No fun
anymore in
anymore.
this world.
No.
You can't consensually punch your mates. You can't have a sip out of the Coroma. What can you do? What is a young bloke to do on a weekend if
Yeah.
not punch his mates consensually and have a sip out of the toilet?
Yeah, that's
What's
true.
going wrong with this world?
And it's a full step.
Let the boys drink from the toilet.
Drink from the toilet if they want to.
It's
have been doing-
consensual. The toilet gave its consent, I assume.
I assume.
Might have been one of those Japanese talking toilets.
Would it be just as bad if it was drinking from the bidet? Like it
I was
was.
about to discuss the bidet.
Yeah,
So, no.
No. Bidet is just a tap facing the other direction.
My
really, isn't
cousin
it? Yeah.
ruined me because I went over to his house and he's a gadgets guy, right? And he bought and installed a bidet off Amazon.
A retrofitted bidet.
He's retrofitted it. I my toilet trips have never been the same since. That thing was amazing. You control like the temperature of the water. You control the pressure.
Yeah.
It had like a little hair dryer that dry off your balls. It was genius. I really want one.
It does seem like as technology has moved forward, the bidet seems like the right way to go.
Yeah, exactly.
But
that's
then-
a good use of modern technology.
Yeah, but people culturally are very they're a little bit iffy about it for some reason. I don't understand.
Makes no sense. Makes no sense.
Speaking about the spirit of the game, Liam, the Broncos star and former Newcastle Knight, Shibasaki,
Yep.
is come to training still under the influence of alcohol. Hungover, some would say. Still pissed, some would say.
Let he who has not turned up to training still pissed cast the first stone.
It seems like this is what the game has been built on for many a decade. Is sort of really pushing the boat out with your mates, and then sort of forgetting about, or at least coming down to the line where you've got. Work-related commitments the following day. So, and his work-related commitment happens to be playing for the Brisbane Broncos, hoping for a top 4 finish. Surprising for Shibby because he's
all of a sudden he's a superstar
He's
now.
a superstar,
Nagy.
because he's
Thinks
on-
he's above the game.
He's on, compared to his peers, he's on very, very little money. And
he
has,
wasn't buying his own schooners.
and he's
Put it that
off
way.
contract next year, so he's in a really strong negotiating position to be like, hey, I'm going to be earning 5 or 6 times more money than I am now next year. Let's try to sabotage that.
Do you think Brisbane Broncos CEO got in his ear? Oh, why don't you go out tonight, Gummit?
Hey, enjoy
It'll be
yourself.
a great night. Have fun.
Tap on the bum.
And then he was there in the morning. Ha, you're pissed.
You're pissed.
$15 and a pie each game. That's all you get. But now, when I first saw the article pop up, I thought, this man again has had fun. He's done nothing wrong. This is within the spirit of the game to be dropped for turning up pissed still the next day. But there were 2 factors that came into it that really caused the trouble. First of all, Broncos players are on a booze ban in the lead into the finals.
Oh, right.
Of course.
So
Famously, it's never worked in the history of sport.
No.
team's ever gone on a booze ban and won anything.
So say you're on a booze ban just means don't publicly get caught drinking.
That's what he did. That was the other thing. He got caught publicly drinking with
Yeah.
opposition team
Of
players.
course, with Hamasal, Tibai Fidel.
Which that's the other thing, right? So, rugby league fans especially are really bad for this. When they see a player from one team,
Yeah.
like socializing with a player from another team, like, why would they do that?
Yeah.
They should hate each other. They should be fist fighting each other. It's like, these guys have probably known each other for years. They're all
Years and
coming through
years.
the same systems. I've got
Yeah.
a longer rant about that for later. But like a lot of fans, they're like, you can't do anything with anyone who's not a Broncos player.
Yeah. Well, you
Nothing at all.
You famously wouldn't go to the Burwood during winter times.
Dude, no. I did once, and I saw Joey there. He touched my elbow. It was
Hey,
sick.
nice, yeah.
Like good steaks at the Burwood. It's
Yeah.
a shame it burnt down.
It's a shame it burnt down. Yeah. it is a shame. Say what you will. Every time a pub burns down, it is a shame.
It's a very
Yeah.
good pub, the Burwood. They did a fine job of everything.
Tucked away
But yeah, I
there.
never want to go there.
No.
It's too green.
That's right. Far too green. So he's put himself. Potentially his contract negotiations might be a bit dampened, but also it just seems like another thing for a guy that spent a lot of time in sort of the doldrums of rugby league.
Well, he was a train and trial earlier this year.
Yeah, he seems to have trying his best. And also, he's probably, 25, 26 maybe?
He seems older. He's been around for a long time.
He's,
He's been around a long, long time. I think he was playing for the Knights about 15 years ago.
it feels like that, but he seems like...
I think he was running around with Troy Fletcher.
it seems like he might...
Got his boomerang. I don't know if I mentioned I got Troy Fletcher's boomerang.
You do have Troy Fletcher's boomerang. Do you still
His
have it,
personal
Sam?
boomerang, or was it like a licensed merchandise boomerang?
No, it's just got his name written on it.
There's no signature series. Troy Fletcher boomerang.
Why not? Why not, Josh? These are the questions we should be asking. Why
I'm
not?
just saying facts, right? There isn't.
Okay. Have fun with your facts.
So what have you got, Sam?
Oh, yeah, more about the boomerang, please.
Oh, no, that's all right. I've mentioned it before. I don't want to hold up the show. That's all right. As you were, everybody.
You can't just dangle a boomerang in front of the world and then say no.
Do you still have it, Sam?
No, but it'll come back.
There we go. Got it. He's got it.
Stuck the landing.
So yeah, what I don't, I don't know if Shibasaki is going to be able to maybe shake these off. I don't literally. If he was stinging for a beer and some time, he knows he's going to have an opportunity in the next few weeks at least, in a month at worst.
Or just sneak one in bed.
Yeah, take a beer to bed. Yeah, if you
And
just
that's coming from a man who more than once fell asleep with a long neck in his hand.
Yeah.
Just have a beer in bed like a real man.
for a while
You
there.
know?
When times were tough, Liam, I remember you have to have a little bit of absinthe with water.
Yeah. That stuff was great. Dad brought it back from Czechia.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Really? Well, they used
You'd
to
have
cook-
like 30 mils of it with a splash of water and it would have you pissed for 3 hours. So,
yeah, so strong. It was like jet
it's an
fuel.
affordable way to drink.
Yeah. It's like, you ever had chartreuse?
I love green chartreuse. It's
Oh.
one of the finest beverages in the world.
So awful.
What's the basis? It's the basis for the greatest cocktail of all time, the last word. So I won't take this green chartreuse slander, Nagy.
All right, fair enough. The next item in the news, besides the deliciousness of chartreuse, is when
Did you know, Nagy, I have bad taste in most things.
when I look down at the AFL, quite often it pains me to say that sometimes they seem a lot more organised than the NRL.
Yes,
it
they do.
seems like they've got a lot more things worked out. Then they made their announcement for is it pre-game or halftime entertainment?
Yeah, I think they do
Pre-game.
halftime, pre-game.
I don't know what they do.
Or do they do post-game?
I'm pretty sure they do pre-game.
Pre-game.
Just
Because famously, a few years ago, Jack Revolt was singing with the Killers with his medal.
Was
so
he?
they must do a post-game show as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they're there massively in the MCG, and then they say we've got to get these huge names. Meatloaf obviously was a big failure going back about. Oh yeah, he was awful. He was absolutely awful. I love my footy. And of course, famously, we had what was that guy's
Billy
name?
Idol.
Billy Idol. There, we couldn't even,
Blackout doesn't matter. He was still killed it.
couldn't get him on. Did he actually sing anything, or did he just came
No,
out
no.
on the
The
hovercraft?
hovercraft, yeah.
And left on the hovercraft.
And we
yeah.
Is that it? He zoomed in on hovercraft, yelled that, and then just fucked off?
And we said we need some power.
That's iconic.
Yeah.
What an amazing man.
And so
Rooster fans out here.
they got this year. They got Snoop Dogg. Liam. They made the announcement. Snoop
He's a
Dogg.
famous fella.
He's massively famous. Also, had a bit of a renaissance during the most recent Olympics in Paris. He was just filmed
Yeah,
everywhere.
he was on the breakdancing especially.
Everywhere
Yeah.
that he went, they were like, of course, here's the shot of Snoop Dogg. They're enjoying the Olympics. Not
He
two
really
things
has
I thought would have
dined out
gone
on
together.
his fame.
Yeah.
Late 80s, early 90s. He became a legend and then just has remained doing that.
It seems like for a while they'd be like, don't listen to that sort of gangster rap. That's because that's a bad
Wu-Tangs.
influence.
Don't
on-
listen to the Wu-Tangs.
And then everyone gets older, and then apparently now he's good old Uncle Snoop. That seems like he's everyone's. He's broadly successful.
People forget
and
he was up on
beloved.
murder charges.
Yeah, was
in his
yeah.
early rap days. He was an actual, I think the term's gangster rap man.
Yes.
Where he was like doing crimes and shit.
crimes. Yeah, crime
He's
adjacent.
on
at
Barbara
least.
Walters in The View. And it was so funny. I remember he was with Barbara Walters on The View and they were like, who would have thought that the person who did more jail time in this picture is Barbara Walters?
Walters. Yeah, is it Barbara Walters? No, you're thinking of
Stewart.
Martha Stewart.
yeah.
Yes,
I
yeah,
don't know,
yeah.
some old hag.
Yeah.
So anyway, the AFL got Snoop.
Yeah.
And who did the NRL get nagging?
NRL's thought, hang on a second, we're not going to be outdone here. We better get Teddy Swims.
Ladies
now,
and gentlemen,
this is,
Teddy Swims
now this
joining
is-
us next week
It does
in
sound
the
like
Joust home.
possibly a musical guest that we would get here. But
That's
but
it. That's a made-up person. Teddy Swims is not a famous musician.
it seems like there might be something that at least I would have heard of. Now, I know I'm getting older, Liam. I'm not
We're
really
not
attached.
really within the zeitgeist anymore.
But
Nagy.
even out of everyone sitting in this room, only one of the people, and that's Pom over there, had even heard of this person. You would think
Point that camera at yourself, but
Dolly Skips, Teddy Swims. Oh, jeez.
I love that they clarified it though by saying he's an American musician with 8.5 million Instagram followers.
What does that even mean? Does he? I don't know. Does he release his music via Instagram? Is that
Could
how they
do.
do it these days?
We tried to release our show on Instagram.
No, he
I didn't.
did. He did. He's got one up on us. Teddy Swims. I don't know what style of music it is. Apparently,
Well, I
he
think
sings
the
a lot
next screen will tell us. He's known professionally as Teddy Swims. Oh, yep. His name is Jayton. First of all, that's not a real name, so
No,
shut
no.
up.
The whole
Imagine
thing-
that. Your name's Jayton and you somehow make your music name worse than that.
Everything seems AI about this person.
Yeah.
He seems an AI name, and then Jayton Colin Disdale.
He's known
Dimsdale.
Jayton Colin Dimsdale. Yeah, he's known for creating genre-blending music that includes elements of soul, country, and pop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Billboard 200. That feels like a silver medal.
It just doesn't
Like,
feel
not the
like it's a
Billboard
real.
100.
It doesn't feel like a real person. It gives me the least amount of excitement. At least I don't know. They had Kiss at AFL not too long ago. At
Well-
least a broadly accepted band, which you know of the songs that they're going to sing.
Now, Nagy, we had this discussion last year when the Kid Leroy was announced that they're not targeting
us
There's
anymore.
Yeah, if it were for most of rugby league,
Yeah.
they'd just be like, let's just have Cold Chisel every year. You
Yeah.
can't have Cold Chisel every year. They're trying to reach out to a more youthful audience.
Why?
They're trying to bring in the youths. I don't know. The youths are scary. I don't like it. And so within the context of what they're trying to achieve, to
Yeah.
bring new eyes to the game, a new audience to the game.
Yeah.
In that sense, it's a good signing. In the sense that I don't know what his music's like.
Well, it's gonna be a surprise.
Whatever. Yeah.
It does seem like it's more of a package over there in the AFL. It's a full day, and then the NRL is just
That's when
this is
AFL
just-
does that a lot better. The ceremony of it all, the pomp
Yeah.
and ceremony. They've got the parade, they've got
Yes.
the shows. They do a lot better.
Yeah, NRL.
Rugby league's just you get in, you watch the game, and then you fuck off.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Maybe to a pub, most likely to your home.
I feel like sometimes they don't even show the full performance in NRL as well. They cut to an ad.
Yeah, a bit silly, isn't it? Bit
Well,
silly.
Teddy Swims. I wish him all the best.
Oh yeah, of course. No, we have nothing but well wishes for Teddy Swims, and I hope the performance goes swimmingly. Nah.
I am. It's not often that I think that a pinnacle of something has been reached, Slam, but I think the pinnacle of slander on the field towards a referee, because it's so easy. You can just, swear at a referee and call him a cheat.
It's
Gordon
basic,
Taylor
it's
style.
basic. There's no thought.
No
put into
thought.
it.
But when it's more nuanced and creative, like what's happened over there in the Women's Super League,
The York Valkyries specifically.
yeah, has been a classic line towards the referee, which did get her sent off. But again, with the nuance and a little bit of theatre there, with the line when they felt like they were being
Dudded by the ref.
Dudded by the ref.
A male ref. But let it be known that this is a male ref.
And she says, quite simply, which one are you shagging? and it sort of poses a question that he has to have to say, none of them, which makes him seem like a
Well,
loser.
see, here's the thing, Nagy. In the north of England, referees are held in high esteem. They're
Yeah.
the rock stars. Like, this guy can't walk around York
Yeah,
without
yeah.
having women throw their
Throw
underwear
themselves
at him.
at it.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
So it's very feasible that he's probably shagging 7 to 8 members of
yeah.
the opposition team.
Of course he can't
Because
say
he's
that.
a god there.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a god in York. Ollie Salmon.
Which one are you shagging? It wouldn't necessarily work as well in the men's game.
See, it would have been much better if he just goes, not you, and then send her off.
Yeah, a stiff retort, you'd say. Yeah. But I thought that was just brilliant. The sort of
It's good to see the chicks giving one back.
Yeah. In a way that only
Equality.
only the women's game could have really brought in. Because again, if you're accusing the male referees, if you said it and the male referee, it doesn't have the same sort of flavour to
It's
it.
more
but
tasteful with the
it's-
gender
it's like-
dynamics going this way.
Exactly right. Calling them a cheat in a very, very subtle way. And I think that was brilliant, but still got her sent off. But has set the standard, I think, for the best sledge against the referee. And good on her for it. She's etched herself in history.
And we all know this, and we've discussed it at great length, that, sledging referees is well within the spirit of the game.
Yes.
If it's funny.
If it's funny.
If it's funny.
That's to be funny. Liam, we're going to be right back to talk about everything Newcastle Knights. All painful details against the Sharks in our upcoming game. Final game of the season before they finally put the bullet into our back of our skull against the Parramatta Eels. So join us at halftime for the second half, but to play us into the halftime break, it gives me great pleasure to welcome once again Mr. Monty Passmore.
A women's rugby league player was promptly set up off the pitch. Allegedly made a rude remark to a male referee. Valkyrie captain Sinead Beach was sent packing off the playing field on Saturday after supposedly getting lippy with Ollie Salmon. Which one are you shagging? Which one are you shagging?
You're off.
Which one are you shagging? Oh! Which one are you shagging? Don't talk, just go. We tried so hard and got not far, but in the end, we're playing Parramatta. Got one more chance to lose it all, but in the end, we're sliding down the ladder.
Thank you, Monty Passmore there. bravely facing what we're all experiencing, Liam, of sliding down the ladder, playing Parramatta, all of
And
those.
it's a slow and it's not a fun slide. It's
No.
not like the Aquajet up in Coffs Harbour where I was growing up. You had the fun slide.
There's a slide up there, was there?
It was a compound of slides.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like a water park. It was very cool. But it was a fun slide. It wasn't the unfun, very unenjoyable slide down the ladder that the Knights are experiencing at the moment.
My first job was working at Tomaree Aquatic Centre up there
Wonderful
in Salamander
facility.
Bay. Have a big slide. I was 14, so I would take the tickets and send people down. Basically a death trap. There were so many accidents. It was not safe. Not safe. People would come out and fall in the concrete.
I had
and-
my school holidays summer love there at the Tomaree Aquatic Park.
I know who
Dear
that
friend
was.
of yours.
I
yeah.
know who it is.
Oh, well, she dodged a bullet, didn't she? Oh, Jesus.
She was your summer girl.
Summer girl. She wears summer dresses. And she picks flowers because she's my summer girl.
Yeah. That you watch from afar. But unlike watching from afar, Liam, we're right there, front and centre with our Newcastle Knights.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Joust, as I didn't watch this game at all.
because your sister was visiting from Perth, of
Yeah,
course.
my sister and brother-in-law visiting from Perth, so we decided we'd go out for a family lunch, and
Yeah.
Dad and I, being a bit sneaky, we angled towards, why don't we go to this place? They'll serve a good lunch. And what we meant was they'll have televisions with the footy on. One TV, and it was on Channel 9, so we didn't get to watch it. So
They didn't put it on.
no, and then when we left and I checked the score, I thought, you know what? I'm not going to watch that.
Not gonna, for your own well-being.
My own mental well-being. My
Why
mental
put-
health's already in the trash. I don't need to watch this nonsense.
Why put yourself through it?
Yeah, exactly.
It's already written. The ink is dry. And unlike many games recently, Liam, the Newcastle Knights got off to quite a good start. We were the better team for the first 18 minutes, I reckon.
Is that, Nagy, the most important 18 minutes in a game?
Oh, the game goes for 80 and 18
Again,
just
someone needs to tell Adam O'Brien this.
isn't enough.
Is that why he's leaving? Like, you never told me how long the game is.
He's just, hang on a second. I thought if we played quite well for a bit, that would be enough to keep a job.
No one told him they had to play quite well for all of it.
No, not for the full 80. That was a loud car.
Sorry,
that
that
went
was the
past.
bus. Greg Bus just
Greg
drove
the
past.
And marvellous try to Fletcher Hunt, competing for the ball.
See,
Up
again, who
high.
would have thought competing for the ball will win you tries of rugby league?
Yeah. He does seem like he's got a lot of talent for the
He's a goer.
jumping. Yeah, he's a
Oh,
goer.
I love this boy.
Does
Got
have-
his name right, too.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Well, it only took Fletcher Sharp not to be in the team for about 3 months before I really clocked on to Fletcher Hunt. And he's still making mistakes, but at the same time, it was a late
But he's
change.
just a boy. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to have some errors in his game.
When we were watching the game last week, Liam, we noticed that Dane Gagai was playing fullback, and they did some mixing around. Fletcher Hunt comes into the back line, and then this time Dane went back into the centres, despite wearing the number 1. Fletcher Hunt was named on the wing, played in the centre.
Well, we know
No,
AOB
played at fullback, and then James Schiller dropped out of the side.
Well, we know AOB loves the show. Do you think maybe giving Dane Guy hats back on last week was the
He
straw
said-
that broke the camel's
He
back?
said, "I don't want another one of those." Yes, that would be the single greatest tragedy in my career if a choice that I made. Yeah, that could cost me my job. He said
It could cost him his job, Nagy. Which one? He hasn't got any.
He hasn't got a job. But it was, Greg the Bus followed up with a nice try in that first period where we seemed to be playing well, and you could hear it in the commentators' voices. They're like, "Knights
Were they
are
surprised?
Yeah, they're
Nagy?
like, the Knights are playing well." They were waiting for it to end, and sure enough, it did end. And Adam Fanima Blake and Molotalo, and then Sophia, what's his name?
Cesar Vitalikai, then
Talakai.
Mulatalo, then Harodi, then Mulatalo. Then
yeah.
What
Yeah.
what a laundry list of try scorers.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. It's for us to really let go of a 10-point lead. Going in at halftime, 18-10, you thought, oh,
Hey,
maybe.
scored points in the first half, though. That's good.
That's true, yeah.
A team on the grow.
And as it said, we managed to get what we thought was a consolation try. We love getting a consolation try, but then they got
they
a
out consolation our consolation try.
That's right. 77
Hell.
minutes wasn't enough because they got
Did they
another
not
one.
know the gentleman's agreement of the consolation try?
Yeah, they would have said, "Look, boys, we've kept them under 40, and we got the last try, 16 to 30 something. That sounds all right." Nope.
Nope.
They got that 40, which seems to be the the fifth week in a row now. Was it I think it's the fifth that the teams are just absolutely thrashing us.
Well, the other thing as well, if you look, the Knights went up 14 points to 0. That's the worst lead you can have in rugby league.
No, 10 points to 0.
10
we
points
were
to 0.
10 points to 0.
I
which
can't
is
count.
An even worse lead.
Yes. Take
Famously.
back everything I just said.
Famously. And also, it was a...
How much is a try worth,
Oh,
Nagy?
who knows? How big's a bowl of soup, Liam? It seemed to play right into...
Slightly smaller than the bowl.
Yeah, it's true. We've got one of those hoodoos again that was reminded to us because we've got so many hoodoos around there where we just haven't won at various stadiums. And this one we haven't won at Shark Park in 11 years, apparently.
Well, I feel like the Sharks have spent the last 11 years just beating the shit out of the Knights. I remember we went to a game a few years ago and we were only about 3 minutes late and we hadn't even walked in the gates and we heard a large cheer. And went, the Knights must have scored. No, the Sharks scored. 30 seconds into the game.
Yeah, I think the last time I can remember us beating the Sharks might have been in the 2019 where Chad Townsend got sent off.
It's a long... Oh, the shoulder.
No, we beat them. We beat them sooner than that. Anyway, it's always at home. We haven't got a chance in hell apparently at Shark Park, which is the great hoodoo that I can remember growing up was St. George winning at Canberra. And apparently that was 10 or 11 years old. And they're like, oh, this is incredible. Yeah, they just couldn't win down in Canberra. But then our hoodoos stretched equally as long, even longer. Like we talked about winning up there in Townsville. We don't do that.
That's it. When you're bad for as long as the Knights have or were bad, you've got hoodoos all over town. Every ground you go to is a hoodoo ground.
It's hard to break hoodoos when you've got so many of them.
Yeah. You ever think about, have you ever actually stopped and thought about the band name, the Hoodoo Gurus? Does that mean they're good at setting up hoodoos, or are they good at finishing a hoodoo? Are they good at ending a hoodoo? What is guru-ish about these? I really don't want to talk about this game. What is making them the gurus of hoodoos, Nagy? You know more about music than I ever have.
I'm not sure if they've ever referenced it.
They should. These are the questions that the shills in the mainstream media won't ask.
Won't touch.
They won't touch it.
Yeah, Liam, it was very, very difficult for us to look at the game and draw any positives away from it.
But you did.
But we did.
You did it though, Nagy.
In a segment that we like to call Hats Off.
Hats off. Hats off. Hats off.
Now, this goes to a player that I have been very critical of over the last few months.
Again, listens to the show, so maybe that's why.
He says, I've had enough. I
got to shut those two idiots up.
As soon as he finds us, he can do it with his fists. He can grab us both by the head, crush our skulls.
See, that's the beauty of having a podcast. People are saying, yeah, we wouldn't say it to his face. We're like, no, we wouldn't say it to his face because he'd bash us quite badly.
We broadcast it. Yeah,
absolutely.
We slander him from afar.
Like, I don't see why people say that. You wouldn't say it to his face. Like, no, I wouldn't.
Not a chance.
Absolutely
Have
not.
you seen the size of the man? Leo Thompson, Liam. He's not to be confused with
Lee. Back to the Future, wasn't she?
That's Leo Thompson.
Different one.
Of course, the mother there who...
it's like Kristen Wiig. Kristen Wiig.
Kristen Wiig, yeah.
Is it Wiig or Vig?
She gets the cans out in a lot of the films. Not all the way up, but certainly she's a provocateur of...
Capital knockers.
of sexuality, you might say. And this is the character's mother. You're seeing the film through the main character's eyes, but Michael J. Fox. But it is more or less referenced.
That was like an Anne Frank haircut.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah,
like a little braid going around the top.
I didn't see too many photos of Anne Frank, but couldn't see her. Never came across her. She was hiding. Good God.
And frankly, I'm sick of talking about it.
Frankly, I don't give a damn. So Leo Thompson, Liam, is our hats off for this
We
week.
just broke the Spiegelberg Accords or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But Nagy, why? Why did you give your hats off to Leo Thompson?
He seemed like he gave a shit
Is
this
it the
game.
knockers?
No, for Leo Thompson, he seemed like he gave a shit this game.
Which is polite of him to give a shit in his second last game in the Newcastle Knights.
Yeah,
you know?
He's
the least he could do.
For months, it seems like he was just phoning it in and not really trying. But now he put on, I think it was about 17 runs for about 140 metres. That's the kind of form that...
That's to be expected of him, though. Like to say, oh, God, he's getting hats off because he did what we expect he should have been doing all season.
It was a surprise.
Is that a glaring indictment on his season, perhaps?
Very glaring.
Yeah.
It was, but But for a period there, it looked like he really was engaged with the game. He was getting it. It was really the bench from the Sharks that when they came on. Is it Hazelwood, the big
Tom Hazelton.
Hazelton? Yeah. And
Braden Hamlin-Welly, I think.
although they really ate us to pieces when we tried to come on with our benched forwards. But the initial engagement, we looked better. We were winning the meters battle, and it was even Jack Cogger, who I think you might be your hats off for this
I gave
week.
Jack Cogger hats off because he kicked a 40-20.
He kicked a 40-20, which is just so
Simple.
unlike him.
Simple, honest, rustic 40-20.
Yeah,
Yes, well
well,
done, Jack Cogger.
straight-
Straight for remarkable boy.
Yeah.
Pass with flying colours in the 40-20 class.
Now, when we
Also
take.
nice of Jack Cogger to wait for his second last night's game to finally kick a 40-20.
Well, it seems like he's going back to Penrith, Liam. It seems like he's going back to Penrith. So when we take our hats off, we put them back on our head in a segment we like to call Hats Back On.
Yeah, you put your hat on.
Give it to the whole team, Liam. They were really disappointing in both the second half of the first half, and they followed it up in the entire second half. We went from the surprising look of, we might do something here, but then so quickly it just fell back into the
we
narrative.
won't.
Sharks are flat track bullies, and we were the flattest track getting around.
Well, that's it. I think the Sharks' results in the last couple of years really have shown that they love beating up on just teams of children.
Yeah.
And they certainly did that by the looks of it.
And I've said before that the Sharks team worries me a lot as a Newcastle Knights fan, because you look at their team and you go through name by name, and there's so much talent, but they don't look like a chance in hell of actually making the
No, they
the
really
big
don't.
dance.
No,
So
absolutely. They're the worst of the good teams, I think.
They are the worst of the good teams, despite having a lot of really, really talented players. And you'd think if the Knights had a chance to have like Nico Hines, you'd be like, oh, yeah,
I
sign
dream
him.
of a Nico
Sign him
Hines.
up. Tyndall. Braden
Trindle?
Trindle.
Yep.
I dropped the R. And you think, Mulatalo, the forward pack's incredible. They should
Jesse
be.
Remy, and boy, wouldn't he be great at the Knights.
Well, he didn't play that game, but yeah, it was.
shit.
But yeah, you think with that back
It was a
line-
joke that didn't work.
It didn't work. But
Damn it.
The whole they're sitting there just beating up. They're in fifth, but they really shouldn't be there. Their last four
They
games.
don't feel like a fifth place team.
Well, the last four games against the Rabbits, the Knights, the Titans, and the someone else also down the
Someone
bottom of the
shit.
ladder.
Yeah, that's not fair. That's just not fair.
The Dragons was their other one. That's their last four wins.
That's not fair.
No, and they're just sort of steaming up there. But as soon as they get into an important game against another finals team, they're just
They
going to
will
lose.
spill their biscuits.
Yeah, absolutely spill the biscuits.
Yeah.
It was so depressing to seeing our team just struggling. We're now just hoping, we're praying for Vegas. Take us to Vegas, which is just like it'll be far, far away with a brand new coach. And the coaching rumours haven't stopped with the Newcastle Knights. They came out and
They're
said
swirling, Nagy. These rumours are swirling.
a selection board including Michael Hagan.
Yeah, which I thought was an interesting one, having Hagues on the selection board.
Yeah.
A good call.
Yeah,
I
look,
think.
he is our longest serving coach, only by a few matches in the end, with Adam O'Brien being our second longest coach. Premiership winner, of course, in 01. However,
First year in the job.
yeah, that's
So
true, yeah.
would you say maybe Warren Ryan built the team for him? Although
Potentially.
Warren Ryan tore the team apart. You notice the ethnic makeup of the team was very different when Warren Ryan left.
Yeah, he certainly had his own style, and he was also famously and secretly sacked by the team before that Roosters.
But then, of
prelim.
course, he came in at half time. Remember,
Came in,
because Tony Butterfield was
Tony
telling
Butterfield
a story
shared this,
where Walk Ryan got fired before the game, and
Yeah.
Tony Butsu was saying we hadn't seen him in ages. We hadn't seen him in weeks. Like, he hadn't
yeah.
been anywhere.
Yeah.
Gets fired before the game. Comes in at half time and says, "All right, we're changing everything."
yeah, we're defending in.
They went in umbrella defense.
Yeah, and
So they were defending up and out.
Yeah.
But then he's like, "All right, boys, umbrella defense. We're going up and in." And the Roosters came back from 20 plus points down. wasn't it?
14, I think.
14
Yeah,
down?
and then and Fittler just went wide every time, and that's where the defenders weren't. So anyway, I like Michael Hagan to a point. However, he was in charge of recruitment and retention around a really shitty time.
Oh, everyone's been in charge of recruitment and retention at the Knights. We had 5 recruitment officers in 6 years.
It was around that time where he signed all of the Matautia brothers for big contracts, and not many of them turned out to be anything.
Geez, yeah, the Matautis never paid off, did they?
He also signed Jake Marmo for a big contract.
Yeah, he was on a
Mamo,
lot of money.
Yeah,
Shake my mother.
yeah, and he sort of came out and said, "Oh, that's because we were going to get poached by all these other clubs." There were some shitty decisions. So hopefully he doesn't continue on in the shitty decisions with the his vote in the coaching selection. But it does seem now Blake Green's name is still
He seems to be
floating
the front
around.
runner.
It
Blake
seem-
Green seems to be the front runner so far.
I don't think he'll get it. I hope he doesn't. It seems like we're going through so much change.
Yeah.
The squad's changing. The coach is changing. The CEO of the Knights is changing. You'd think they would also go outside. We want new, fresh thoughts. We don't want the same inward thoughts that we've had for the last 6 years with Blake Green. Nothing against the man, but I just don't think he's ready for a head coach role.
Well, I think, and especially given where the Knights are, specifically around the Kalen Ponga situation, I don't think it's the right time for a brand new, inexperienced, never done it coach. Kalen Ponga's maybe got another 2 or 3 years before we see the inevitable decline.
I don't think.
And so to throw in a brand new coach,
I'm sticking out again. I don't think Kalen Ponga's. I think he's moving on.
oh,
I don't think he's. I think this is going to be part of this change. I think they will go Fletcher Sharp over Kalen Ponga, assuming that Sandon Smith signs.
oh,
If Sandon Smith signs, that's your 7.
boy.
Brown's your 6. 1 is Fletcher Sharp.
I can't think of a Pongaless Newcastle.
I think maybe
saddens
it's
me.
time. I don't know. I like we're at the bottom. We're at the bottom of the ladder. We need to shake it up. We can't shake it up, but keep everything in. We need to shake up and let it fly out. We need some new bits. We're making a milkshake.
Well, Blake Green is the newest bit. You've just disproved your whole argument.
No, but
there.
he's in. He's already. Shake him out. Toss him out.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I see what you're saying.
yeah.
You mean new blood as in from external
From
to the
external.
club. Okay. Because
I-
there is another name that's been thrown in the mix because it seems like the big 3
Yeah.
are Green, Holbrook, and Dean Young.
Dean Young.
has been recently recommended the job, apparently.
So
But
surly. He's such
He's
a
a
surly
surly
guy. Yeah.
but good rugby league coaches generally are surly.
Surly,
You don't see
yeah.
many happy coaches winning comps.
Terrible job. Really.
Bill Belichick, biggest example. He won, 6 rings with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Such an asshole.
You can't.
Just a shit bloke.
To be a good coach in the NRL, you have to win more than
Gotta
half
be
your games. And the longer you're in the job, chances are you're not going to win half your games.
But an interesting one that's came up now is Michael Checker.
Chubby.
Chubby Checks.
Yeah.
Chubby Checker right there, seen in his famous Newcastle Super League kit there.
Yeah.
Now, this was an interesting one to me as well because being a union guy, I've followed the career of Checker not closely, but pretty closely.
How's he regarded amongst the sort of Wallabies fans?
Very interestingly. So basically, Michael Checker's really good. He's a passionate, fiery guy. Lebanese, a
Yes.
passionate, fiery guy.
Yeah.
And so his whole thing was he'd come in, he won comps with Leinster over there in Ireland. He won comp with the Waratahs. He got the Wallabies to the Rugby World Cup final in 2015. He's really good at coming in, fiery, passion, yell a lot, blah, 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 do well, which works. It's similar to Michael Maguire. It works great for 2 years, maybe 3 years. But after 2 or 3 years of that,
You get
it's
sick of
just,
being
you're
yelled at,
worn
yeah.
down. It's like, I'm sick of this. I
said,
haven't
"It's enough."
the energy anymore.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he did similar thing in Argentina, went coach Argentina, did great, kind of went to shit after it. So he'd be an interesting one, I think, at coming in and shaking up the changing room.
yeah.
But you wouldn't want to keep him for maybe more than 3 years. Maybe
Change-
give him 3 years.
Change the culture, you think?
Change
Come
the
to-
culture.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all about culture, Nagy.
Yeah,
because he's big on culture.
the
but-
decorum of rugby league.
yeah, but again, it's a coaching style that can get tiring
Yeah.
after a couple of seasons.
Yeah.
And then, people have, talked about his rugby league now, so he doesn't know much about rugby league.
Yeah,
it's a much simpler game than rugby union. I think it'd be all right. And if you surround him with the right assistants, I think you do. He coached Lebanon.
Yeah,
In
he
the
did.
World Cup,
He
and
did.
they didn't win.
They
so,
didn't win at all.
Forget about him.
It seems like he's vying for a coaching role, and the best thing about
I
it,
don't know
if
if he's
you're
vying. I just saw his name in an article.
no, he's
Decided
put his
to
hand up.
throw him
He
in.
said, "I'd love to
Matty
coach."
Johns, I think.
Matty
Yeah,
Johns
Joey.
love him. Joey Johns love him as well.
Because
but-
every 2 or 3 years, Michael Check comes out, I'd love to coach rugby league. Eddie Jones always did the same thing. Every few years, Eddie Jones like, I could coach rugby league.
yeah, didn't he shit the bed?
He certainly did.
can
They
we-
never should have fired Dave Rennie for him.
No.
Huge mistake.
And then where's Eddie Jones now? Japan.
Well, he did coach Japan to argue with the biggest sporting upset in the world.
Against South Africa.
That was the best game of footy I've ever watched in my life.
20
Cameron Smith, another name that apparently has been linked with Blake Green because
Yep.
they would have played together in their Storm days.
I imagine, yeah.
And there's talks that if Blake Green's elevated to the main role, that Cam Smith will come in I think that'd be great.
Come in for a bit. I don't think he'll be there
It'd be like a
permanently.
consultancy role.
Yeah, I
because
think
he's
he's
based somewhere
he's-
that's
yeah,
not
not
Newcastle.
Newcastle, yeah.
Famously not Newcastle.
I think he was just coming for the pre-season or some nonsense like that. I think that's a sweetener. That's the final act of a dying man. I think with Blake Green trying to get this job, I really don't think he's going to get it. I am still.
You tipping Holbrook?
I'm tipping Holbrook.
Yeah.
I think he's got the right mix of having enough NRL experience to know, like he did coach Super League club really, really well.
Yeah.
So he has done it at a level.
The man got the Gold Coast Titans to the final.
Yes, he did.
That's the greatest coaching achievement in
and
the world.
probably would have got it there in his last year, but they sacked him for Hasler. And
when they were in the top 8.
and then look, he's just been there, assistant coach of the Roosters ever since. Playing for Newcastle at a time, I think he has to have some understanding. Is he from here or is he? I don't know. At least it's around that 1999
Hey,
period.
Siri.
He played.
Where is Justin Holbrook from?
It's we're going to find out live.
Oh, he's from Australia.
Australia. Okay, thank God.
I'm not going to do any more research than that.
No.
First, everybody.
Thank you, Siri. You dumb bitch.
It seems like that. I still think if he's got an idea about what Newcastle is,
Yeah.
and then can come in, and then he's probably just been itching to get back into that like first
And I think,
grade.
I think Newcastle
this is-
needs a coach with first grade experience.
And look, this is not about. This is about getting a coach established. We don't have to have him for 6 years. I'm not saying we got to get him in and sack him. Look, he's played 5 games for Newcastle.
Oh, wait, his Wikipedia page literally just says Australia.
Australia. That's all he's from.
There you go.
I think he's probably
that.
the right man for the job at the moment.
Yeah.
That
Because
might
he's still youthful. What do we see there?
49 he is,
49.
yeah,
That's a
49.
young man in
it's
the
a young
coaching
coach.
world.
Yeah, all the coaches are getting so old now.
Yeah.
The Bellamy's and the Bennetts.
That's it, Holbrook. He's practically middle-aged with all the new coaches coming into the game.
Yeah. So I that's where I'm sitting in camp. I hope they sign Justin Holbrook. I hope that also leads to Sandon Smith signing with Newcastle. Remembering
that'd
that
be-
Sandon Smith is playing under Holbrook at the moment. So
Yeah, I think Holbrook, I agree, Nagy is the right man for the job.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Big fan of the show as well. I'm sure he'll
Huge
take
fan.
this as a rousing endorsement.
Loves
Blake
it.
Green hates the show.
Blake Green has never watched the show. But Liam, we must look forwards or backwards, not forwards.
Twirling, always twirling.
Oh, sorry. I
I
thought
didn't realize that was expected of me.
sorry.
This time they actually waited for it.
Twirling, always twirling.
Looking forward, looking forward,
Which is probably an app thing that
looking forward, looking.
probably app that you didn't play at Monty because we're not looking forward to this game at
Nope,
all. I think
not at all.
we're expecting much like when the Parramatta Eels played us early in the season at home, they just kicked the shit out of us.
Yep.
It was right when Mitchell Moses was coming back in. It would have been nice to play Parramatta Eels without Mitchell Moses.
That'd be great.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
dream scenario.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we're playing down there at Combank in the last round of the season, and of course they
Para
decided.
have had such a weird year as well.
Yeah, well now they've
They're
seen.
so up and down.
Yeah, they've certainly got the form on us, winning 3 of their last 5. Us
No,
winning
it's
none
of the last 5.
of the last 7, I think it is now. 28. 28-6, they flogged us at home, and we're in danger of it happening again. But it would be, as is tradition, to get flogged. But we're just hoping that really the Titans don't win because we've got that 2-point buffer.
Well, that's it. The last couple of years of O'Brien, we've always been, we've got a mathematical chance of making the finals. Now we're in the mathematical chance to win the spoon.
Yeah, and
We
I don't
just
like
live our
it.
lives in a constant state of being a mathematical chance, huh?
Yeah. 6 wins. Look, it'd be great if we could beat Parramatta and take it to 7. We're basically going up with the same team that we've had against the Sharks. Fletcher Hunt,
Finally, some consistency in the 1-17.
Fletch-
Isn't it great to see?
Fletcher Hunt is named there at fullback. And Jake Arthur is named at number 6 again, even though that he started on the bench with Phoenix Crossland starting, who had a pretty decent start in the halves, to be frank. But we've got a little bit of nightmares from Christmas past. Oh, Christmas future.
Christmas future, yeah.
Christmas
Nightmares
future
from
with looking forward. With
Which that's the scariest of all the Christmas ghosts.
Yeah.
Christmas future.
Dylan Brown.
That
They're
big,
named
like, Dementor looking thing, that's terrifying.
named there at number 6, and he came right out of the gates in the trial and scored against us immediately. He might do the same. And that'd be such a weird celebration for us to see Dylan Brown play well in the position that we've signed him for next year.
It'll be reassuring, though, won't it? Yeah, if he does do so.
If he shits the bed, it's sort of like, oh, I don't know. I don't know whether to be happy, sad,
See,
or
wouldn't that
whatever.
be such the Newcastle way if they lose by 40 points, but also Dylan Brown's the worst player on the ground?
That would be the worst. That'd be
Parramatta Eels 40-0. Dylan Brown, worst player on the field.
Yeah, 6 errors. You just be, oh, God.
Tears his ACL.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Don't even say it out loud, Liam. No. Dude.
Done it.
You've done it.
I did the thing.
Oh, that's
Did the thing.
It's our only hope. Our only hope for next year is that Dylan Brown decides to play really, really good. And so we've just been through the absolute ringer, Liam, this season. And like the
how do you talk positively about a game at this point of the year?
You can't. You can't. But I tell you what we can do, Liam. We can fix things.
Oh, yes.
Time for the fixes. Liam, after a lot of discussion, we've decided to fix motorbikes. Now, I have an issue, and this might be me getting older, Liam. I have a real issue with the concept of a motorbike.
It's when you break it down, it's a stupid concept.
It's a stupid machine. Now, if I enter a car and I'm sitting within the shell of the car,
you're cocooned. You feel safe. You feel secure.
Must secure myself with a seatbelt. And if I was
Absolutely.
driving around or in a passenger without one, you'd say you're an idiot.
Yeah,
What are
the
you
driver
doing?
would be getting a big fine there.
It's unsafe. Motorbikes don't have seatbelts, Liam. They don't have any sort of harness or anything like that. You simply hold on to the very machine.
That's it. There's nothing keeping you in.
Just your hands and your
Yeah.
legs gripping onto it. They also allow passengers, Liam. And the passenger is holding on to the person holding onto the machine.
Sometimes the passenger's not even holding onto the person holding onto the machine.
No, sometimes they're just sitting there.
Who's policing this?
No, the police, but they're allowing it. They're allowing this chaos to go on. But also, I've noticed, Liam, if you're in organised crime in Australia,
Yes.
you must be involved in a gang.
What
Now,
kind of gang nag are you involved with? If
bikie
you're
gang.
A
Liam.
bikie gang.
They're allowing the criminals to use these machines to willy-nilly to be loud and say, yeah, we're in a gang, we do crimes.
Well, Kari gang doesn't really have the same ring to it, does it?
Well, that's it. We
Yeah.
take away the bikes.
We're worried about the Karis. Oh, God.
People are safer, then they're just caries. They're like one of us. They're just driving around. They've probably got coners. They're all driving around going, I tell you what, we are criminals, but this is very comfortable.
We're criminals, but we're comfortable criminals.
They
Yes.
say it's very hard to reverse a bike into a car park, but now we've got a reverse in camera. It's very comfortable and appropriate. Why are we allowing the criminals to ride these very dangerous things?
I
Just
don't know,
take them
no,
off the road.
Get rid of them. Get
Get
rid
rid
of
of-
them. Or,
No.
give them 2 extra wheels. Maybe put a roof on, couple of doors, a seatbelt.
That's right.
All of a sudden, bam, you've got a safe motorbike. Oh,
Safe
God,
motor-
it's a car.
It's a car.
Oh,
That's
it's a
right.
car.
We've already done it. We've invented the car. Why are we going backwards to allow people to go on these death machines?
Who do you think was the first person to fall off a bicycle and go, that really hurt? I'm going to put a motor in there.
Yeah, let's
Who was that?
faster. I reckon they say, let's go faster. Let's fly down the highways. And they're incredibly fast, these things. As soon as you touch the button, boom, you take off. You're just holding onto the thing. It's not safe. Put a harness on. Attach yourself to the bike.
I remember in the late 90s, a lot of the dads up in Sawtell all decided to get postie bikes,
Yeah.
decommissioned postie bikes.
Yeah.
Oh, God, so many of them crashed.
Yeah.
Like, really badly.
They're very
so
dangerous. No, we shouldn't allow them. They're only used by the criminals and the criminally insane, Liam.
There's a very funny tweet that friend of the show, Ollie Sterling, put out a few years ago. And I think
yes.
about it once a month. It's motorbike is short for motorbicle.
It is.
I think about that once a month. Thank you, Ollie, for that great
Thanks,
gift
Ollie.
to the comedy
Ollie.
world.
Beautiful eyes, Ollie Sterling.
Motorbike is short for motorbike. He does. Stunning fella. Yeah.
So, but Liam, but we can't obviously outlaw motorbikes from
but
here.
now- but is the fix outlawing the motorbike, or is the fix introducing more safety features to said motorbike? So we can still have them.
We have to change them.
We have to change them. We
Yeah.
have them, but we change them.
Yeah, back
Or
into
do
it.
we just get rid of them entirely?
I think get rid of them entirely until they make the appropriate fixings that they need to do to make sure
In
that
the
they
appropriate time.
in the appropriate time.
And not any stupid inappropriate
Inappropriate time.
fixings.
No.
Well,
But-
we've got a problem with youth gangs on their unregistered dirt motorbikes in Bolton Point.
Oh, dear.
Oh, they're troublesome.
Yeah.
They're troublesome. They're
going-
crashing everywhere.
Yeah.
They ride around, no registration, no lights on.
No,
Everyone
terrifying.
I know in Bolton Point has a story of almost killing a person riding a motorbicycle around at 2 a.m. with no headlights.
One step away from a gang, and then they become bikies. They already got the bike. Change them
And
all
the
to
lust
cars.
for crime.
Yeah, they love it.
Couple of E's in there, right?
One couple of E's away from organised crime. But I tell you someone who's not involved in organised crime, Liam, and that is the appliance guy. Mr. Kate Jesworth, definitely not a bikie.
A law-abiding man of integrity.
Driving a car.
Probably fix your bike too.
Probably fix your bike, turn it
Like,
into a
what's
car.
bike other than just a washing machine with wheels?
I've always said it.
Garage appliance.
But Kate Jesworth can fix all of your appliances. He definitely drives a car. He's a very safe and reliable man that follows all of the laws. Definitely not involved in any sort of crime. And you can contact him on this number.
0414 760 542.
Thank you, the appliance guy, Mr. Kate Jesworth. Please get in touch if you need anything fixed. Liam, you were about to say something. What was that?
No, I was just pointing. Miscellaneous pointing.
Miscellaneous pointing.
Yeah.
Okay. Liam, thank you very much yourself, Mr. Brian Dennehy, and the Joust team here for joining us again this week. God, the season's nearly over. Please just take us out the back, put a blanket up, and put us out of our misery. But to ease that pain before we at the end of the season, and hope to God that we don't get the wooden spoon, is our musical guest to play us out once more, and that is Mr. Monty Passmore. Thank you.
Ba-da-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da.